In this segment, we're dealing with increasing or decreasing ratios. Okay, you've got your 2:3. How do we increase or decrease a certain number by this ratio, 2:3? What do we do? Watch this. Okay, let's say an example is increase 600 by the ratio. To increase, if we're increasing 600 rand by the ratio, okay, what will this number be? To increase, guys, you look at your ratio, 2:3. Then you put bigger number on top, then you're increasing. To decrease, you put that smaller number on top. Now we're increasing, I must put bigger number on top over that. Is how we increase or decrease the ratio. Let's have a look. Put bigger number on top to increase the ratio, as I said, and then we have 3/2 times 600. Okay, that is your 600. Then you put this on a calculator, or you just do your manual calculations, and then you get to 900. Can you see that we increased it? It's true. It hasn't gone down. Okay, it went up to 900. We increased it. So let's have a look for decreasing. Decrease 600 by the ratio 2:3. Smaller number on top. I did. And then of 600 is 400. You see, this we decreased from 600 to 400. Cool. Now we have a proportion. Listen up. A proportion, don't confuse this from now onwards. When you talk of a proportion, it's like equivalent fractions. Maybe you're not familiar with the word equivalent fractions, but proportion is when one ratio equals the other. You have equal sign in between. One ratio on the left, another one on the right. And their value must be exactly the same. For instance, 1/2 is a half. A half can be 2/4. Okay, can be 4/8. That represent a proportion. Remember, a proportion is not just a ratio. Okay, it's when two ratios are equal. Cool. Now, have a look here. When two ratios are equal, a proportion is formed. I said that. Okay, 3/4. Is it the same as 6/8? Yes, you simply multiply 2 there to get 6, you multiply 2 there to get 8. This is what you call a proportion. Right. If you put these ratios on a calculator, you get the same decimal number. It's true. 3/4 and 6/8. If you put this is 3/4 must give you 0.75, the same thing here. So we say this form a proportion. Two types of proportions. Guys, you're used to this. Two types of proportions. We've got direct proportion and inverse or indirect proportion. Okay, or we use the word inverse for indirect. Okay, two of them. Cool. Direct proportion, the most common direct proportions are rates. Okay, I will explain what do we mean by direct proportion and what do we mean by indirect proportion. Okay, but direct proportion, when something increases, when one quantity increases, the other quantity increases as well. If this decreases, the other quantity decreases. They do the same job. They're increasing, both of them, or they're decreasing, both of them. Indirect, one increases, the other one decreases. But it doesn't mean if two quantities, if one increases and the other one decreases, we talk of indirect proportion. They are indirect. When you multiply the columns, you get the same number. But as I said, however, I will talk of this two later. But look, the rates. When I introduced this lesson, I talked of the rates. The rates are the most common direct proportions. Okay, now, we're on the rates now, as I said. Rates compare two quantities of different units, e.g. 80 kilometers per hour. Can you see here I've got distance and time, two different quantities. Then you're talking of the rates. Okay, once you have same quantity here, that changes to just normal ratio. But rates must have two different things there. Cool. Now, if we look at this, look at that. 80 kilometers per hour can be expressed as a common fraction. Feel free. 80 kilometers comes first, it's on top. Hour, then that is per hour. Then feel free to express it like that. Those are the rates. Now exchange rates, guys, exchange rates, they are under rates. Since the word is self-explanatory, exchange rates, they are under rates. Exchange rates, they fall under rates as well. Now, what do we do with the unit rates? Unit rates is when you have per one thing, convert into unit rates. Let's have a look here. A car uses 4 liters to travel 450 kilometers. Calculate the rate of liters per kilometer. It means I'm going to put kilometers under, and I'm going to put 40 liters there. I need what you call the unit rate per one thing. Okay, per one thing. Have a look. I'm having 4 out of 450, 40 out of 450, 40 liters out of 450 kilometers. To get the unit rate, I must turn this into 1. The only way to turn this into 1 is to divide by the same number. Look, I divided by 450. Then the rule says I must also do the same there. Remember, to simplify ratios, I have the very same number there. I cannot divide by different numbers. So I'm dividing it here. I get 1. Look, 1 kilometers. And then 40 divided by 450, you get 0.09. This is what you call the unit rate. Is 0.09 liters per 1 kilometers. Okay, and then we use this like when we answer some questions related to the rates. Okay, cool. And then look at this. There are 26 rands for every $3. Meaning, when you express this to a unit rate, then we put $3 is to 26, and now you divide 26 here and divide 26 here. What do you have now? You have 0.12 is to 1 rand. Since you have 1 here, then this means a unit rate. Okay, guys, we'll continue this rates in the next segment. Cheers.